All right. So, uh, what do we have till here? That we have this home page, we have registration page, we have login page. Now let's log into it. I made some changes here, so you'll be able to see what kind of changes I made here. Right. So just let it load. So the name with which we have logged in has entered this. Now we have this insert here. The person can insert his marks. It's working properly. Now we have this show page, which is working fine as well. Right. Now we have this update page. Right. So I just made a few changes in update page. What I did was I just wrote all the HTML code in this update.java page only. Right. I just wrote it in out.println. I just copy pasted it all from here into this bracket, and it all worked like it worked before, right? So but one thing that we have changed here is that now we'll be able to see our data, how it's working. For example, I'm searching for the roll number 2, and we'll search it. We'll be able to see all the data getting displayed here. Now when we'll now here we cannot update the roll number, right? I've disabled this text field, but we can update, definitely update the name and the marks. So when we'll click on this update, right, we can see that yeah, the marks has been updated. This was the data, this was the record over, right? So you can see that the data has been updated successfully. We can even delete the data from here with the delete keyword, right? So this is working properly. Now we can even log out, so it will take us to the home page, right, the previous page. Now it's up upon you whether you want to give rights to update data to everyone or not. Right. Now it's upon you what kind of website you want. It's all the basics that I'm telling you. Right. So we know how to insert the marks, and we know how to update some marks. We even know how to delete some data, and how to log in, and all the basics operation we have learned here. Now what we are going to do is we are going to apply CSS to it, to all the pages, so that it will look better. Right, so let's go for it. Now we'll add CSS file in this web pages, the cascading style sheet file. Let's say its name is style. Finish it. Alright, so we have this CSS file here. Now what we are going to do is we are going to just let's say what we are going to do is let's style some pages. For example, let's use the body tag, right? We need to style our body of our HTML pages. So let's set background color as mm, let's say it is browser blue. Right. Now what we are supposed to do here is we are supposed to link all of them here. Link style sheet is equals to style.css. Right. Right. So I guess it should work now. We are supposed to add this HTML page here. At first, what we need to do is we just need to link all the pages. Right. So now let's save this file and save this file as well. Right. So we have this insert dot. Okay, we don't need to add it in here. No, even here, not here. Yes, we need to add it in the menu. Right. So what we're going to do is our dot println Yeah, we'll just add a semicolon. Just am I audible right now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, so let me just mm, Italian. Then we have the head tag here. We have link or file here. Now let's close this head tag. All right. So another thing that we are supposed to have is the update.java page. Yeah, we have this update page here. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to in this meta we have this head tag. Alright, just yeah. So I guess this will work. So now let's see the changes here whether we are able to just log out. Okay, let's check why the changes have not been reflected yet. Hmm, style of CSS, its name. Let me check whether I have some syntax error here or not. Oh, I see. Just let me check the error. Hmm, code is proper. There's no error in it. Okay, so let us check. Add some more properties in it. This background color is also blue. Let's add something more and let's check whether it's working properly or not, or else we'll just restart the uh, server again and we'll be able to see some differences there. What if we use the head tag, um, heading tag, set its color to vivid. Okay. What if we try to run it again? Well, the code is completely correct, but check the problem here. Okay, so what if we try to style here? See whether it works or not. It's working. Okay, now it's working because you can see that we didn't add the color of the heading here, but you can see the headings color as red here. And since we have added to this home.html, let's check whether it's working on the login.html or not. Okay, it's not working here, but it's working here. So what if I just remove this from here? It's working again properly. So what's the problem? I think it's completely the same. Okay, what if we add this to our page? And then we have this index.html page. Yeah, there's some problem with the server. It happens sometimes. That's the reason, I guess, it's not picking up this thing. The registration page is working now, but what about the login page? It's, it's just taking some time to work properly. To let the server load properly, otherwise it's working fine. Right, so we can see that we have this login page here, we have the registration page, then we have this home page, right? So let's make it a little better. Mm, all right. So let's go to the style.css and set background color as linear gradient white, comma. Now it's just all upon you. What kind of CSS you all want? Okay. All right. So let's keep it white for now. Right. So this is our login page. Now, what if we want all this data to be in one line? So what we need to do is, right. So what we need to do is we need to style our page in such a way that well, li, where we are talking about the unordered list. display. It's a display property. Let's see whether it's working here properly or not. All right, we can see that they all have been aligned to like in one line, in line. Right, now let's add some padding to it. Let's say padding equals to 20 px maybe. We can see that, yeah, we can see padding. Yeah. Now another thing, now we want to add something to the let's say the anchor tag. Right, this tag is responsible for any link. So let's say text decoration equals to none. So what we are doing here is we are just removing this underline from here, right? But the link is still working properly. And one more thing that we are going to do is say float right. Okay, it's all we are supposed to set about the list is. Okay, we don't want this. What we want is right. We just need to add some styles to it. And alright, so our home page is working fine, registration page is working fine, login is working fine, about is working. We haven't added anything to the about. Now, yeah, okay. So let's add one more property to it. Let's set this background color as black, and the text color as white. Alright, so we need to set the text color here because we're using the anchor tag here. Color white. So it's working properly now. Now, okay. Another thing that we are going to do is now what we need to do is we need all this data inside one block. So what we are going to do is we just will add something to the add a division to it so it will look better. We're just trying to style our website so that it will look good. And let's say we'll give it an ID menu with the name menu. Right. Now what we're going to do is go into this style sheet and since we are using ID, what we need to use is this hashtag. Alright, so displays a line block here, and padding is this. And this. Now we cannot see anything here properly. Alright, so the color set as white here. Okay, text decoration now. We need to remove this so that it will. This is text decoration. Now, Yeah, it's working here properly, but not here. It will take some time to reflect the changes on all the sides. That's it. Right. The changes will be reflected, but right now it's taking some time because of the server and something. Right. So this is how we can style our page. We can use another thing which is hover. A hover is used when we take our mouse to like let's use hover here, and what we'll do is we'll set the background color as white. We'll set the color as black. Right. The color hasn't been set to black. Say we'll set it as blue. Right. You can see that this hover is working properly here. Changes are yet to reflect on these pages. Alright, so one more thing that we can do is we have this index.html page. We have home.html page here. What we are going to do is just copy and paste all this. Now we'll see the changes in all the pages. Okay, it's in the login page as well. It's working in the registration page as well. Okay, we have to save these files. Yeah, so you can see that changes have been applied to login page at least. Now it will take some time to get applied to the home page as well. So now let's talk about the background. We can change the background to something. Let's say background. Let's set it as premium gradient. Now white, white, picture blue. Let's see whether it works or not. Okay. Right. Do we have some? Okay, so due to some server error, we can see that there's some problem here. Otherwise, we have applied the same code to all the files. It will take some time to reflect these changes. will be really soon, right? So this is how we can apply CSS to all our web pages, right? Now we have this home.html, so it's working properly. And then this index.html, it's working properly as well. Let's add some more properties to the body. Background, percent. Then background repeat. Oh, okay, the changes now. So now let's style the other pages. When we log in, then we're supposed to style some pages, right? ABC. Right. So the changes have been applied to these pages successfully, like the server has. Okay, we just logged out. Let's log in again. So you all can try it as well. Like we can even change the shape and size of this button and these text fields and these text, everything. So it will make our website look better, right? Let's do another change, which is the table. Let's change the table. Let's set the table's background color as black, and the color as white. We'll set some opacity as 0.2. What opacity does, you can see that it just lighten the table a little bit so that the background is clear to it and nothing else. So this is how our table will look like, right? Now we can add other things as well. For example, box shadow, npx, npx. Yeah, we can see that there's a little shadow here, but that will be visible to us only when, let's say, we change its color as red. Right? We can see the box shadow here, right? Shadow of a table, but yes, we don't need to set the color black. Let's set the table's color as. Okay, so you all can style the website according to you. Right? I'm just styling it for the sake of understanding. Right? So these are the ways we can. Okay, so since we use it, the table tag only, all the tables have been updated like this only. We can assign class to any table. Like for example, let's say I want to change the color of this insert table. So what I'm going to do is we'll go to the insert.html page, and we are going to assign a class to this table. Let's say we have a class as insert table. And now when we'll go to this CSS, what we'll do is dot insert table. Since we are using class, we need to use it with the dot operator, and we need to use the ID with this hashtag operator. Um, Now what we are going to do is let's copy these content from here, and let's say we want the color as yellow, maybe. Right. Right. We can see that this table has been set to the yellow color, but all the other tables are magenta. Right. This update table is magenta. This table is magenta as well, but this table is yellow. Right. So we can set everything up according to us. Right. We can even change the size of button. For example, let's say we'll change this update button. Right. We'll change this update buttons. So now what we'll do is we'll go to this update.java page, and what we're going to do is we are just going to assign this button a class equals to apdbt. Is there some kind of error do we have here? We don't have any. Now updbt. Now let's set its size, height as 100 px. Width is, let's set its height as 30 px. Right. Now font size as 50 px, color as white, background color as green. Let's say green yellow to look better. Now let's see how does our button look now. Okay, so some more changes here. Let's set its height as 50. And let's set the font size as 20 px. Right. So we can see that our update button is looking better now. Yeah. So let's add a box shadow to it. Right. So you all can see this. Let's 5px, maybe it will look better. Right. Is white and now. So now let's add a hover to it, so that when we'll like take our mouse over to it, what will happen? We can change something, some properties of it. Like for example, let's change this one to a green and this one to a 2px. Let's see how the changes have been made here. So you can see that when we'll take the mouse over to it, that the properties of the button have been changed there, right? So is it clear till now? Any doubts? Any doubts? Anyone?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
could you please show that part, like wherein like we are inserting one value in this search in update record, and the rest physics, chemistry, and maths mark is being displayed.
Yeah, yeah, I can just show you that. So what we are doing is, let's say we just press 4, then we'll search it, all the data will get displayed here. So what I did was, I took all the update.html code, right? I took that code, and what I did, I just pasted it inside the out.println, right? For example, I just had this out.println. I copied all the code from the update.html. I have deleted that file, but then I just copy pasted here, and you can see that all the data has been set here. Right? You can see this. Now, what I did was, see, you can see the search part here, right? This search, right? So what I did, that we had a submit button, right? We had a roll number, right? Its type was number. So what I did, when we'll click on this search, it will take us to the form action is update to. Can you understand this? When I click on this search
Yes.
button, it will take us
Yes.
to the update to page, right? So let's go to the update to. Now what we are doing here is, so here we are requesting a parameter rn, right? So when we click on this update, it's, yeah. So when we'll click on this update, it will send the roll number, right? It will send the roll number because its name we have set as rn. So it will send the roll number attribute to the update to page, and we'll get that attribute here. Now what we are going to do is, this s2 string s2 has that roll number here. Now what we are doing is, we are just selecting the marks where the roll number is this, and what we are doing is, we are generating a result set corresponding to it, and we are using the response.send redirect. So when we use this send redirect, it redirects us to that page that we have mentioned here, right? So we have mentioned update page here. So along with that page, we are sending the values as well. You remember the values that we used to send in the URL? We are just doing
Yes.
that.
Yes. Yeah.
We are sending the
Yes. Yes.
values in the
Mhm.
URL. We have the values from the result set, right? So for example, let's say we have and the marks of the three subjects, right? So the result set will generate all the data from there. So what we are going to do is, we are going to just take that data and store it into some strings, and then we'll pass that with the response or send it ahead. Now when we are redirecting it to the update page, it will go to the update page again, right? And what we have here is, we have some more strings here, and they are requesting the parameter un rn mp mc and mm, right? So here what we are doing is, we are passing these parameters only, un rn mp mc and mm, with the values in it, and it's getting fetched by these strings. So all the data will get stored here. Now what we are doing is, here in this table, right? What we are doing is, we are assigning them a value. So s1 got the name, so we assign this value to it. Now s2 got the name, so we assign value this to it as well. Similarly for s3 and s4 and s5. So that's why we can see that all the text fields have the values automatically, and we didn't have to do anything, right? So
Yes. Yes.
that's what I
Mhm.
was telling you before. Yeah. So this is how we can uh, update or fetch a value and then directly store in it. Now we have both the HTML code and the Java code in this page only. This page is what this page is doing. This is for the update and the delete part. You can see that the last time what we did was this code was on the update 2 page, and this code was in update 1 page, update this page. So I just swapped them so that it will be better
Yeah.
understanding.
Yes, yes.
Otherwise, what you have to do is you just copy and paste the update page, or you can take the screenshots if you want.
So, sir, in update page, if we are like searching through roll number, then we can also search through any marks also.
Yeah, we can search. People can have same marks as well, but it's not a good thing to search with the marks because, for example, like two people have
Yeah.
90 marks, right? So it will fetch the person which has the like which it gets the first, right? So
Yes, yes, correct.
otherwise we can search with the names only. Yeah, we can even search with the marks, but we need to make sure that all the marks are unique. But that's not possible, so we won't
Not
search with
possible.
the
Yeah.
marks.
Hmm.
Yeah, so this is what our project is all about. So we'll add a div tag to this as well. Now let's say that it's working properly or not. So it's taking some time to load it properly here. Otherwise, it's the CSS has been applied to all the pages. Right now, you can apply to some of these text fields or these text or this heading or anything. Right, so this is the basics of all your project that you can make. Now everything just revolves around it only. Now it's upon you how much you can make your website better. So yeah, this was for today. Tomorrow we'll be learning some